Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
There I am.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome
Hello.
to Tales from the Virtual Tabletop. Thank you for joining us for our 14th session of our first ever campaign. I'm your game master, Randy Raccoon. Papa.
That's the wrong number.
What?
Yippee.
No, this is our 14th session.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's the 15th.
No,
According to the title cards I've been using, it's the 15th.
it's the 14th session.
I'm gonna check the YouTube.
You should.
Yes.
Because I'm.
Yep, please help.
I'm
Go to the
not
pods.
crazy.
Go to the pods.
I haven't set out the
12
stuff
days
yet.
ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
We were supposed to have. I think it's because we were supposed to have our 13th.
14.
Yeah, it's our 14th one.
Oh, it's 14th? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
I have it. I would show you that I've been counting in my notes, but then I would have to show you my notes, and I can't do that. So
That's valid.
Why am I not able to get into
here.
Foundry?
Oh,
What are you
that's a
doing?
good question.
Foundry?
Where was I in my introduction before I was interrupted? Oh yes, these are
Sorry.
the players. They can introduce themselves, starting with Howie.
Hello. Hi, how's it going, everybody? What's up? My name's Howlett. You could call me Howie. My pronouns are they/them. And I'm doing a bunch of other stuff behind the scenes right now. But anyway, also I play Caspian. There we go.
Woo! Mari.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Magic Marionette. You can also call me Mari. I am a funny little attic bat that does art. And I also go by they, them, and I'm playing Sebastian.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Viper.
Hi, everybody. My name is Viperados. You can call me Viper. I play Alara. And I don't know what else I was going to say. I don't know why I said and, but welcome in. Hi.
I prolonged this
Yes.
longer than it
Yes. Yes.
Maddie.
Hi, everybody. I am Madeline the Alchemist, and I am playing Astrid.
Yay.
Yay!
Tiki.
There is no and. That's it.
Okay. Show off. I see.
Tiki.
Hello, I am Tiki Bunny, and I play Solanin, and you're watching Tales from the Virtual Tabletop. Yippee!
Yay.
Yeah.
Channel, yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any announcements or anything they want to say to our lovely viewers? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go.
I had an announcement. Hi, yeah, I'm Howie. I have my 2-year anniversary this weekend, the whole time. The 19th to the 26th. Wow, that's a lot, and it's an extended period. And I'm gonna be doing all kinds of really cool streams and collaborations. In not limited to, but also including everybody here on TVT right now. We're gonna be hanging out next Thursday playing Repo. And I've got other really cool collabs and other really fun times. Also, some fun competitions for some raffle giveaways that I'm doing on the 26th. If you would like to win a really cool digital art tablet, a Huion Canvas 13, or potentially 5 free emotes from the amazing Amaya Wolf, or potentially some character art from me, then you should totally come and hang out and like, comment, and subscribe and participate in the fun activities. Yep, it's a Dotathon again. There we go, 2 years.
Woo.
Happy to
Yay.
you.
Congratulations.
Congrats to...
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been
She
a
was
whole long
irate.
time. It does not feel like it's been a whole long time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yep. It
Yeah.
feels. Yep. And you know, my favorite part is I've done this for 2 years. Haven't updated a single thing. Haven't updated a single asset. Haven't improved a single thing. You know, and I just did it perfect the first time. I'm like,
Nice.
yeah, this is
Yep,
fine.
you know-
I don't gotta do.
Yeah.
I don't gotta do anything else.
Nailed
Yeah.
it. One.
Yep, nailed it in one, baby. One and done. Let's go. I really gotta update my shit. Oh, God.
Get you.
Ever need help, I can help you out
Mhm.
and stuff.
Help.
I appreciate that, friend, but I can't pay you a living wage, so the answer is
you're-
probably no.
Buddy, you're one of my closest friends. I don't mind helping you.
Yay.
Okay, any other announcements? Anybody?
I do. I am gonna be streaming Enna Dream Barbecue tomorrow. I'm really excited for it. I've been like really hype about this game for a really long time because I've been a huge fan of the Enna series for a super long time. So if you want to hang out for that, I believe what time tomorrow? Never mind. No, I'm not. I just realized I have a collab tomorrow. Never mind.
Announcement
Womp womp.
over.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yes.
Vipers died.
Paradise, everybody.
Yay! Yippee!
We are
Do you
all
want to plug your
professionals.
collab?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
playing Blood Typers with Lomari and several others from my team, the Calamity Crew.
Hell yeah.
Blood
And that'll be
Hell yeah.
at, I believe, 5 p.m. like
Ooh.
Pacific time.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else anybody wants to plug?
If any of you enjoy the funny number day with funny herbs, I will be doing
Roughly.
a 420 stream with Tiki and Howie and some weird pumpkin and my roommate. We're
Nice.
just gonna get really stupid high and play
I'm gonna
games,
be
except for
sober.
Howie. Yeah, Howie's gonna be
The
Howie is gonna be our
babysitter.
designated driver.
Yep, I'm sober because I've got an event to maintain.
Yeah. But if you want to watch it, like the rest of us be super silly and Howie probably possibly scold us the entire time. You should-
Come
you
watch
should
me
watch.
herd cats this Sunday.
A bunch of blasted VTubers. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's
All right.
just him music.
Well, I think that's it for announcements, which means we can go ahead and jump into our recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So, last time on Frozen Vale, something strange is happening under Caspian's keep. Gertie is still missing. And, sorry, I had to full screen. Full screen. And something strange is happening with everyone still there. Are they who they say they are, or is something else afoot? Solan's shop was broken into while we were away, and some things were stolen, seemingly for ritualistic purposes, but who was it? And who is the goblin that we found dead at the bottom of the secret locked cellar? And I said secret in quotation marks.
Nice.
It's under a rug.
It clearly wasn't who stole the plants, but some turn of fate. We found super drugs, and what was the smartest course of action thought up by the ever genius that is Caspian Novak? Well, to test them out, of course. They impressed
the only way to know
Solanin
for
and
sure.
Solanin alone with that choice. And with them high off of their ass, the party went to speak with the other herbalist in town who was said to be a pain, but turned out, I can't remember if we did that before or after the drug trip, but was said to be the other herbalist in town who was said to be mean, but turned out to be the nicest elder that's ever existed, and even offered their business to Solanin after they would die.
You're the future of this town.
Solanin before. This guy's a piece of shit. While we're
just
there.
murder him.
You're the future. You're the
In the
future.
future, you'll have to take over.
Take everything
Please, I will
out.
die soon.
I will turn to dust, and you will take that dust. And
She could fall on a
Um.
knife right now for that old man.
Yeah. And now, we finally went to speak with Rin of these troubles and find ourselves in a particularly interesting situation.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Let's jump in. Go recap.
Let's do it.
Extra hero
Well done.
point for
Thank you.
Viper. Yeah. Whoppa. Okay.
Whoppa. Boop.
Opa.
I forgot. Really quick question. If we didn't use our hero point from last session,
They don't roll
Do we
over.
keep it?
No.
aw, damn.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you get a new one, so everyone gets a new one at the beginning of every session. and then you get an extra one if you do the recap. But that does expire.
Okay.
Although there should be. I'll think of some ways for you guys to earn extra ones throughout gameplay, because that should be a thing. Anyways, you guys find yourselves in the Silvered Tap.
Pretty sure immediately after I told them everything.
Yes, and you guys told.
Yeah, it's just like, this is scary. Maybe we shouldn't tell him everything. And Caspian's just like, so let me tell you everything.
We interrupted their sit down for tea kind of thing.
You did. You interrupted their tea.
Yeah. And Caspian, just high off on some kind of drug, was like, here's the lowdown.
Hey, told them everything.
Hey, really quick, let me trauma dump you really fast.
I know you're really busy,
it was told like it's a really funny story, but it was actually a really traumatizing event that occurred, and so nobody really thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Boy, am I familiar with that?
So dry.
Oh, God.
How does your skin feel, Caspian? Do you like how the way your skin feels?
Oh no.
Do you
should
like
take
the
it
way
off.
your skin feels on your body? You should take it off. I'll help you.
Oh
no. Okay.
Okay, so to navigate this, because you guys just info dumped on Rin and Reed.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want, they obviously have thoughts on all of this, but just so that we can navigate this conversation, it's just not going to be me talking at you guys. What do you want to like get their feedback on? So you told them everything.
Shapeshifter debacle.
I guess like the next course of action of like, what should we do? Like with this information that we found, and like, what should we do first, I guess? Okay.
So when Caspian finishes explaining everything, Rin and Reed kind of sit in kind of a baffled, contemplative silence for a moment, just digesting everything.
Yeah, that's basically everything that happened. Okay.
Sebastian just pats. Good job, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Just lean over Astrid like this was a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
And Larry just has like her hands like clasped, and she's just like,
Astrid's just trying to look as professional as possible because like she also has to speak to Rin at some point, so I was hoping just kind of I really hope this isn't annoying you. I really hope you're not really bothered. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Rin kind of like presses her fingers to her forehead and just like takes a deep breath. Okay. Based off of all of your descriptions, what you've been dealing with, I'm thinking there's a bigger picture that we're not privy to. Do any of you have any theories on what that could be? You've been in the thick of this.
I'm so glad you asked. Shapeshifters.
Elaborate.
Okay, Cass.
Well, you see, it would appear to me that there have been multiple instances of individuals in this town acting out of character. Case in point, our good chieftess, our good chieftain. I mean, our previous endeavors have been relatively fine, and yet all of a sudden, now she's so well spoken and has this weird thing about her, and then that's not to mention that little guy, the one Solanin, what was his name? The old man. The one you said you hated.
Oh, the other alchemist.
Yes,
I can't remember.
Roland. Yeah. Yes,
Roland,
yes. Solanin here described him as a vile tyrant of a man, a bastard. And then we went there. And lo and behold, he was just some kindly, good-natured old man. That's completely different. Clearly.
I never said that. Listen, he left a note about having messed with my plants, and there were parts of my plants that were missing. All right, I don't know what else we're supposed to think.
Dr. Rowland, from my understanding, has always been a very kindly old man, so that's not a big switcheroo happening there, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Imposters.
Who replaced Solanan's memories?
No, I never said. Oh my god. Oh, I never said. Oh my goodness. All right. There's other people been acting strange though at the keep, right?
Yes. My dear cousin. I don't want to, overshare or anything, but they have been acting a bit duplicitous as of late. They've assigned me a new servant, which, first of all, not their place. I get to pick my servants. It's part of my station. All right, I'm very important. But also, clearly, Birdie was kidnapped. I have a bag right here.
Gertie.
She would not go anywhere without a bag.
Gertie,
yes.
Oh, all right. Now, Beatrice is interesting because she was meant to come to. She usually comes to our weekly teas to engage with us in conversation. Philosophical, of course. Today, for example, we were discussing the difference between the Divine Shroud and the Arcane Mists, but we can elaborate on that later.
No.
Alara perks up at that and acts actually listening to the conversation now.
Caspian slowly raises a finger.
Yes.
The moon.
The moon.
It has phases.
It does.
Why?
That has long been a topic of discussion. Let's get back to the topic at hand, though. We'll circle back to this.
Not connected. Okay, all right. Are you sure?
I mean,
It
to
could
my
be,
knowledge,
though.
could be. We don't
It
know.
could be.
Perhaps.
Oh god.
So.
Does anyone else mouth feel like sandpaper?
No.
Lara just hands them like a pouch of water.
Pocket water.
Caspian will sit down on the floor and drink the entire cask of water.
Like a toddler.
Like a toddler.
Yeah, something to keep them busy.
Yep, crisscross applesauce, just drained it dry.
You just
Nice.
You have 5 minutes without my shenanigans. Good luck.
Hooray.
So.
There's also been people who have been connected to various things that we've been doing around town that have gone missing. A guard who was a good friend of mine who was imprisoned for a crime they didn't really commit is missing. And then one of my fellow mercenaries is also gone missing. They had a mission to go collect some flowers from some plant creatures.
The idea of shapeshifters is not a bad one. I don't know if we have enough information to say if people are being replaced or if they're being influenced.
Sloan raises her hand to I don't think that it's shapeshifters. Alara was saying that the plants that were taken from my little hut. The plants taken were used commonly in enchantment rituals.
Correct.
So I would believe more that people are being enchanted rather than shapeshifters.
That would make sense. There are ways of doing so, not necessarily arcane ways. I'm more of an arcanist, obviously, but maybe occult ways. I'm not quite as studied in those. I would recommend getting into Thalas's house. If she's at the center of this, which it seems like, at least for activity within Little Torn, she might be, there might be some evidence of what exactly is happening. Can't know if anyone is being shapeshifted or controlled until we see evidence of that. If there's a long form occult enchantment happening, a spell placed on someone, there would be like an anchor, a physical representation of that somewhere to be destroyed or undone. That whoever cast the spell would be maintaining, as far as my understanding goes. So I would recommend, if you're feeling brave, maybe a little, breaking and entering might be in order.
Well,
Dungeon Master.
Look over at Sebastian.
Turn to look at Sebastian.
Yeah.
Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm more than happy to break into her place, but she needs to be kept away from her house first.
Yeah.
I may
exactly.
be able to organize a distraction. I'm not sure how long it will provide cover for you, but could facilitate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we have a sewer system here in Little Torn.
Correct.
I am pretty familiar with it, especially as of recently. We went and reviewed stuff and then physically went in there. Could I make some sort of check to recall knowledge check to see if there are any sewer tunnels that potentially run very nearby or beneath her home?
Yeah, go ahead and make a society check.
Society, yes, of course.
Would there not be I guess architect plans?
Or the Viscount would have access to.
Yeah.
Oh
man, this water is good. I'm not.
You don't
Nah, this
know.
water's good.
You do know that there are city plans and things, and you guys saw where they were kept down in those offices in the sewers.
Wait. I'm pretty sure I grabbed one of those, didn't I?
You guys looked through them. I don't recall if you actually took any.
I grabbed some roll of paper.
You grabbed, I think it was a map. You grabbed a map with the marks of where the other.
Well, he's grabbed a lot of mails.
Right.
Wow.
One who is missing.
Listen.
We need to find.
What I do in my free time is none of your business.
Rin kind of sits back. She's thinking about the next steps. She goes, based off of everything that's come to light that you guys are uncovering, not a lot of information has gotten to you all. Is this correct?
Correct.
Yes, we're confused about the overall what the fuck is actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There's the frozen marsh melting, and I keep seeing shit where there's light coming over the horizon. And there's talks of this culty shit going on.
Keep seeing shit. Elaborate on the keep seeing light coming over the horizon.
So sometimes when we're walking around town, I'll just get I don't know if anybody else here does, or if we've established that we all see the same thing or whatever, but sometimes I'll look outside and I see light coming out. It's usually dark, but I see light rising over the horizon. And the last time it happened, everything looked bright. The colors were all different.
You've seen this multiple times.
I think at least twice.
All right. I know at least one of those was no vision. Everyone saw it 2 weeks ago, roughly, maybe. I believe it might have been some kind of solar flare. We haven't received word from anywhere closer to that region as to specify what exactly might be happening. Which is interesting in and of itself. Perhaps information is being withheld from Little Torn. I think there's probably something much larger happening. Little Torn is a key location. It's not a big location, but it is the choke point between Novak Torn and Crymor. So if someone were to take out the Frozen March, or the Frigid March, here at Little Torn, it would essentially cut Crymor off from physical goods being taken from Novectorn to Crymor. Now, that's not a huge deal, because Crymor is a magocracy. Lots of wizards. They can get information other ways, but you know what that means is they have to expend magic and energy to do those other things. So, cutting Crymor off physically would cause them to spend resources to bridge that gap, so to speak, which would weaken them defense-wise.
This is sounding more and more not good.
It does sound bad.
Yeah. It sounds like we're getting involved in everything's getting bigger and bigger the more we get into it.
Yes.
Like everything seems connected.
So I'm thinking, you guys focus here on Little Torn. I'll send Reed to Novectorn. And I'll go to Crymor, and we'll see if we can't just cover some bases, get some more information.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will
Sounds
leave you
good.
guys here to settle things on your own.
Yes.
All right.
Will you
I
still
feel
be
like-
able to help set up that distraction so we can get into the chieftain's house?
Yes, I will assist with that. And I think I can assist in other ways as well. One moment. And she kind of gets up and leaves the table. And leaves the room. You guys have a moment. Yes.
Do I trust her?
Make a perception check. I mean, she's hard to read, but she seems genuine.
Okay.
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 She will return after a few moments, and she's holding a deck of cards. And she'll, like, spread them out on the table face down. All right. I can offer you some assistance. Let me see. Everyone kind of hold out your palms, please.
Hold out palm.
Limited in what I can do at the moment. And she'll kind of, like, take a moment and look at everyone's palms. Like, reading your palms, essentially.
Oh.
Oh.
And she'll hum. She'll be like, well, have received some kind of similar mark here. This is very interesting.
Oh yeah. We are cursed and or blessed by
The-
the river crone or something. Unclear.
I'll call her a crone.
The
Oh,
river spirit.
We
Interesting.
we have a sort of idea of a possible idea of who she might be.
Gamble.
She'll glance
Yeah.
at
Division.
Reed, and Reed kind of
No
perked
big
up.
deal.
Lots of shit we're seeing.
We'll
Yeah.
dig into that later. Hold on. Let's see.
Something to do with my ancestors and some lady.
We'll dig into that later. Caspian reveals everything.
You know, I'm just crazy.
Blar.
All right, let's see. Caspian, you are equipped. You're fine.
Yeah, we know.
Goodness.
Ah,
Let's see. Alara, you are equipped. You're fine.
Oh, good. Good.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no, she also looks just as surprised and like relieved. And she like takes a deep breath and sits down.
It's
Wow.
like crisscross applesauce and like leans around to look at Alira. Is just equipped with what? Hold on, wait a second.
Solanin, you are also
Can't we-
equipped. You should be fine.
Can't we get her like some armor or something? She nearly died to a moose.
Listen, it was a
Nearly
different
died to a
time.
bear.
Stop bringing that up.
It was like a week ago.
yeah, different time.
It was a different time.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Exactly.
All
I was
right.
gonna say, it feels
All
like
right.
it's been a lot longer than
That's
that.
like 2 whole character
Listen,
levels ago.
there's no sun. It's hard
Yeah.
to tell, okay?
Astrid and Sebastian, you may each pull a card.
Okay. Pull a card.
Remember, don't show it.
You may show.
Is that the rule?
No, you
okay.
may
It's
show.
part of the trait.
Yeah. No,
Sebastian kind of.
I
mean,
want to put a
Sebastian
bag
comes
over his head.
comes from like traveling carnival and has lived in one for like a little more than half like his life now.
Mhm.
So he kind of knows how this kind of works. So he'll like hover his hand over all the cards very carefully and like finally settle on one and then choose that on the right.
All right.
And then
Astrid just reaches in and grabs a card.
All right. Hell yeah. Okay. So, Astrid, you just reach in and grab a card, probably while Sebastian's taking time to get a feel. You flip it over, and there's it's almost like an ink, black and white kind of rendering of this wolf helm. That looks like almost like a hood, like the head of a wolf, but it's definitely like a piece of armor. And then Sebastian, as you're feeling the cards out, one does call to you, and you go to pull it out, and in the same kind of black and white, heavy ink style, there is what looks to be some kind of obsidian needle on the card. And Rin will kind of like hum and look at the cards you guys pulled. And then she's like, why don't you just run your fingers over the surface of those cards. You go to do that. And my brain is like fully stalled out sometimes. Just like I
It's okay.
No worries.
go to
You
reach
rub
for a
the
word.
Just petting the air.
Yeah, just go to reach for a word, and my brain's like, you don't have that word today.
That word does not exist.
I feel it.
You haven't unlocked
Astrid,
that word yet.
Yeah, it's gone. You run your fingers along the surface of this card, and you expect it to feel, like a card would, like, you know. And it doesn't feel that way. It feels cold, and then you feel fur slip between your fingers. And you instinctively curl your hand and grab and pull, and out of the surface of this card, the helm emerges as you receive your relic.
I had
Ooh.
a relic.
That's so sick.
It has
That's
relic.
awesome.
Caspian kind of crosses their arms, still crisscross applesauce, and like leads over to Solanin or Alera, whoever is closest, doesn't matter, and says,
Imagine it's just
Well.
rocking back and forth.
well, this wasn't how the trick was done back when I saw it, but okay.
Just pat.
Rolling my eyes.
All right.
Okay, one sec.
I just really fun. A hat from or not a hat, like a helmet.
There you go.
Like
That should
card?
be on your character sheet now.
That's pretty one.
It's kind of a hat.
You do wear it on your head like a hat.
Helmets, hats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where,
yes.
where would it
They're
be on the
simplest
character
forms.
sheet?
Yeah, they are hats.
On your feet, under feet, bonus feet.
Under.
You don't put hats on your feet, Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Put
Oh my
shoes
goodness.
there. Sometimes. Solana looks down at her feet. Tootsie's out.
Oh my god.
Rippers
Oh my God.
out.
Always. She's got wraps on there. And that's it,
that is
really.
awesome. That is awesome.
Why don't you get a shiny thing?
I got a shiny thing.
Very shiny.
Yay!
Oh, I love this.
Sebastian, you go to do the same. And having witnessed the helm just emerge out of the card that Astra's holding, you kind of expect the same for this needle. You run your fingers across it, and you're taken aback when you feel a sharp stinging in your fingertip. You pull up, and you expect to see
You're
like
dead.
a drop of blood well on the tip of your finger. And something wells, but it's not blood, it's black like ink. It absorbs into your skin, and you watch it race up your arm and create swirls of dark clouds across your shoulders
Ooh.
Oh,
as you receive your relic.
Relic.
Tattoo, yeah!
Relic
Well, he's already got- Wait, now
We're
hold
getting
on. He's
body
already
mods?
got
What the
He's already got
hell?
like 12 of those.
I can. There you go.
We can't have tattoos. We can't see them.
Rin, watching this, kind of leans back and she goes, "Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The helm of the Windwalkers and the brand of restless shadows. This should be pretty helpful. One more thing." She kind of like runs her fingers over the cards and then pulls one out. And she flips it around and you guys see in the same heavy ink style like an archway. And it's empty. I'll give this to you all to aid you. If you're ever in need, you can activate it. If I am able, I will come.
No.
Okay.
Come and help you.
I saw that.
I'll fucking fight you. God. You're ruining my gravitas.
Highly inappropriate. But okay, I guess we'll
How
take
tall
the
is
card.
Like,
How tall is Rin?
that's
Yeah.
Rin is not as tall as most of you, but taller than Astrid.
Oh.
She's like
I was gonna make like a tall
5'7".
joke because, but
Yep.
oh, it's pretty short. All right.
All right.
Oh, cool! You got a tattoo. You got a help. You got a hat.
yeah.
Alara will take the card and thank you. We'll only use it if it's absolutely necessary. We wouldn't want to bother you too much.
Well, absolutely necessary is probably right, because that card will bite before it helps.
Oh, good. I'm used to that at this point.
Good.
She just tucks it in her bag.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a minute.
All right. So I can start
Does your boat bite?
preparing a distraction if you guys want to set out to Thalassus right now. But if things are afoot the way we think, I might be gone for some time once I've reached Primor. Is there anything you want help with, information on, while I'm still here to help?
I look at Rin. Astrid looks at Rin and says, like, is it okay if I mention what you asked of
Oh,
me?
yes, please.
So, journal. Boop. I mentioned everything that I went through, the ritual that I did with the ice and everything, leaving out the part where I, went alone and almost died. But I was given several names, but it was through the whole experience. I was given several names, but told to not really speak of them, as to use its name would anger it.
Or at least call its attention.
Yes, or call its attention. Alert we were doing. So I can give you that name written down, or I can carry that burden of knowing its name.
Calling its attention is little of what I want. Just go ahead and speak it. We'll all carry the burden together.
So the names I was given were Ghoul Talon
What?
and Wendigo.
You say them, and the lights kind of flicker low.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, what's that mean?
Oh.
What's
maybe
going
we
on?
should
Forgive me,
talk
I
about that
zoned
before we
out.
cursed
What are we
everyone in the
doing?
room.
What's going on?
Just moves are being made. Don't worry.
I'm always worried.
You've done well. I may need your services again, but for now, I'm pleased.
Of course, I always deliver. Make sure to give me 5 stars on on the Mercenaries app.
5 stars, sure. But how about 20 gold?
I'll take that too.
Wow.
She'll pull out like a little coin purse and throw it on the table.
Nice.
All right.
I have a question.
Of
Oh,
course.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes, so couple of things. Well, as you know, we were out doing things, and we think there's like a cult involved. And I remember this word that we got. I can't remember where we found it. But the cult worships something called the fire seed. Do you have any possible understanding of what the fuck that might be? Also, something, and I could be misquoting, something called the Arcane Mother. Don't know what either of those things are, and they seem rather important to, I don't know, something.
You say Arcane Mother, and Reed and Rin kind of give each other a look.
He's also known as the Magical Mommy.
No, she is not.
That's not a thing.
All right. The Arcane Mother is a very interesting figure. Okay. These are 2 very separate things you've asked me about.
Oh, well, they were right next to each other in my notes. I apologize.
No, that's totally fine. I'll answer one, but if I get distracted, remind me of the other. The Arcane Mother
Alright,
is...
I was just asking where we were going to start.
Well, the Arcane Mother, but it's been on my mind, to be honest, because we were already talking about the... before you arrived, we were talking about the difference between the Divine Shroud and the Arcane Mists. In that, there's not much difference, which is interesting. And the Arcane Mother is kind of the pinnacle of that. She is a god and also not.
What?
Could you elaborate?
So, long time ago, from what we understand, there was divine magic, primal magic, occult, and arcane. Very separate. When whatever happened to our world happened, that led us to become face-locked, so to speak, or separated our days and nights, gave us eternal night here, eternal sun on the other side of the planet. When that happened, something shattered in the understanding and makeup of magic. And the separate sources of magic became one source of magic. A kind of miasma present in all things. It used to be ley lines. Now it is a cloud. Save for the one ley line that goes directly through the core of our planet, from what we understand.
Right.
That ley line is the Arcane Mother.
Oh.
She's also personified as a god.
Okay, that makes more
Worshipped
sense.
mostly by wizards and arcanists through study of magic. The way you use magic, divine, occult, primal, arcane, those influence the way magic behaves. But it all comes from one source now. It used to be separate, but it's all together. We call it the arcane mists when we're trying to separate it and organize it and make it work as calculations would. People who follow divine sources, divinity, they call it the divine shroud, as they can shape it through worship. Their gods take on facets of whatever they put into it almost. All except for the Arcane Mother. The Arcane Mother, while a god, through our worship, is the oldest god we know of. Because she's anchored to the one ley line we still have. So where did you hear of the Arcane Mother?
Gosh, that's a great question. I want to say it was in some sort of collection of occult documentation that we acquired.
Yeah.
But
Sounds right.
I did not write that particular part down.
Fair. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Do you have any
No.
mixed nuts, perhaps?
Oh, sure. And Rin kind of waves her hand, and the tea set starts
Sure.
like putting out more plates and stuff, and they fill with like scones.
Excellent. I will begin to eat scones. I will not stop eating scones until there are no more scones. It will be a slow and persistent process.
The plate continues to refill itself.
Well,
And what about
Just-
the
Concerned.
was it this fire seed?
The fire seed.
oh, right, yes, the fire seed.
Now that is interesting. I've heard tell of the fire seed, not much in detail. So it's the home of the fire seed, the point at which it is nestled, is nowhere near where we are. Although the ice seed is near here. It is Rin kind of like looks around. She's like, actually don't think we should speak of this here. Let's go someplace a little bit more protected. And she'll get up and go to one of her bookshelves, and she'll pull out a book, and then the bookcase will slide open.
I kind of had a feeling.
Secret
Go.
tunnel.
Yeah, I had a feeling this was gonna happen. Yeah.
Nice. I love her. I love her very much.
Love.
I will take the scones.
I have a crush on the older librarian archivist.
She is
Trust me,
she does
I
not
have
look
to.
I was like, yes.
She's like eternal youth. She's a kitsune. And she'll kind of like gesture to you all to follow her. She'll descend down.
Sebastian will immediately follow behind like a puppy.
Yep, same.
You guys
As an actual puppy.
descend down into the space, and it is like as much as upstairs is a study with lots of books and places to seat, like to sit down and like hold guests. This is a study where work happens. There's like tables and like you see like star charts, and there's like mechanical things you don't recognize, and it's all spread out all over everything. And she brings you guys down, and once you're all in the room, she runs her hand across some runes on the door frame at the bottom of the stairs, and you hear the bookshelf slide into place. Make a perception check for me. Or an arcana check if you'd like.
Or Arcana check?
Yes, perception or arcana.
Well. I wonder what I'm gonna do.
My perception has continued to get worse.
Is there any way I can do this secretly?
Yeah.
Public roll. What is it?
There's a little
Private
drop down.
GM roll?
Blind GM roll.
Blind GM roll. Boop, 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 boop.
Secret.
Secret.
Secret skill roll. Secret
okay.
skill roll.
Let's see. Queenie and Selena, neither of you notice anything, but the rest of you feel like a kind of like tingle across your skin, like a pins and needles sensation just for like a second. Alara, you do recognize what this could be. It feels like some sort of protective spell, just like locked
like a
in place.
barrier?
Yeah, something activated. You guys are like, you're in a protected space now. You know, there are ways for people to spy on people magically, and this kind of sensation speaks to a way to block that.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, so would my book work in here at all? All right. Cool.
Hey, book. Let's find out.
Yeah.
So she closes the bookcase and then she turns to you all. All right. The ice seed is one of Crymore's best kept secrets. It is a power source, I suppose you could say, that keeps the arcane gate locked.
Okay.
If
I
there's
see.
a cult worshipping the fire seed, that makes me nervous. Especially if word of it has reached us here. Because the ice seed is a secret for a reason. If the gate were to fall, we would really... Our whole society, our entire world, would regress back into the age of chaos.
Ooh.
And the ice that is locked behind the gate would spread. And our area, this place that we call home, would become unlivable. Quickly.
Why would anyone want to do that?
It's hard to say directly without having met them what their ideologies are. But there are some people who practice more primal magics who believe that the arcane gates are unnatural. That if our world was meant to freeze or dry out, burst into flames, explode, end, then that is what is meant to happen. There's also
You can just cult.
a group of people. I can't elaborate because I've not been able to meet this group directly. But there are groups dedicated to the care of the ice seed or the fire seed, the flame seed, whatever we want to call them. That claim that these seeds are sentient, living things, and that the purpose we have assigned to them is painful.
So as if they're being held prisoner.
Essentially.
Interesting theory.
And then it becomes a bit about, morally, what do you think is the right thing to do, right? Our whole society lives off of these things being as they are and maintained where they're maintained, but it is at the cost of eternal pain for a living creature.
That is pretty morally ambiguous.
So there are people who believe that these seeds are sentient. So would that mean that there's also a way to talk to them?
Theoretically, there is a group dedicated to the maintaining of these. I know they get more active before the pulse, the frost pulse. Who's to say? I've never been allowed behind those closed doors.
Do you know who is?
I have not met anyone on the task force directly, but I know of people who do. I could try to get some names, but it's risky to poke around this.
I mean, it's risky if we do nothing. The same.
That is also
like it's all
true.
been risky. This has all been risky.
If I'm heading to crime
working.
Go ahead.
Sorry. our working theory is that they're trying to solve the frozen march, and we don't really know why.
Oh, yeah, and if there is a group that believes that these seeds are sentient and that they're in pain, they could probably be trying to free the seeds. Which would, throw everything out of balance and, destroy everything and whatnot. And I don't know, I might be thinking kind of simple here, but I feel like the best way to figure out if these things are alive and if they're in pain would be to talk to them.
If it were possible.
Yeah.
If I'm going to cry more anyway, I will poke around and see if I can get any additional information. But I've not even gotten eyes on the gate. That's closed to the public. Only the royal family and the task force are allowed in that space.
Royal family, you say?
We do have a Viscount.
House Snowback, unfortunately, does not have jurisdiction in Crymore.
Oh. Right.
Oh, damn.
As that is ruled over by House Earless.
I'm back to the note. How's that spelled?
Earless?
Wait, wasn't that the house that we were... do we know?
No, that was House Espis. That was the other
that was
House Espis.
Okay.
House Espis is a splinter faction. But also naked.
What?
House Earless is spelled EIRLYS.
Okay.
Which you guys know is the root for Earlysia, which is what the entire kingdom is called.
Yes, now naked is the day they were born. They fucked with us, no fur. Naked.
Oh, I see.
Got you. Okay.
I believe
So House Earless.
The current king has been in his sickbed for a long time. The House Earless are elven, so they have quite long lives. The princess is kind of the current active head of the house, while the king is dying, essentially. He's been in his sickbed for like 50 years or something.
Well,
okay.
That's a long time. Jeez. Well, now what? What do we do now? What should we focus on?
Getting into the chieftain's hut.
I think, yes, you guys stay here.
Start small.
See what you can get done. I have a feeling... Have you heard from, Viscount? Have you heard from your sister? Is she still headed this way?
Yes, of course she is. Why wouldn't she be?
She sent a letter, didn't she? She's gonna be here.
Yes, of course. She informed me of her arrival.
Hopefully nothing happens to her in transit, but I have a feeling that if this is meant to disrupt the Frigid March, then your sister, as the head of the Frigid March, may be particularly in danger. So, my guess
Good luck with that. Ridiculous.
My guess is that either something's to happen to her before she can get here and then the town would fall to whatever hands are grasping for it, or something is meant to happen as she arrives here. Which gives you a few days to try and get ahead of this. I would start at the Lassa's house. It seems she does seem to be the pinnacle of activity.
Do you think the thing that killed me could be related to this?
The moose? I don't think so.
Oh,
that's a bit of a long shot.
No,
It was just a moose.
She like kind of steps over to Rin. Can I show you something?
Of course.
She kind of like undoes her robe a little bit and shows the huge scars across her chest.
Oh.
Do you know what could have caused something like this? And do you think maybe it could be related to all of this?
She'll kind of
It's definitely not.
run her fingers across the scar. Interesting. I'm not entirely certain what this was. Yes?
Dodgy Bastard.
Yes?
Seeing these big scars, I'm no stranger to a lot of big scars and battles and all kinds of things. Could I maybe make a recall knowledge check to
Go
see
ahead.
maybe? I have no idea what kind of recall knowledge you would like, but
That's a great
maybe I could be
question.
helpful.
Go ahead and do a House Novak lore.
we did it. It was me. How's Novak lore, you say? All right.
Where your knowledge of scars comes
Also,
That's
I love the idea. Like at first, I was just having it to where she was just kind of opening it just for Rin to see, but I like the idea better that she just full on took off her robes. And she's just like, look, behold.
Look at all my scars. Sebastian's eyes
like a
explode
fucking
out of
Greek
her head.
statue.
Ah.
Yeah.
Sebastian's eyes
dead.
wrote 3 sizes bigger.
I don't know what to do.
Look at these scars. Sebastian dies.
Caspian. It looks like
Yeah.
claws of some kind, but it's hard to say what. Something large, though.
Caspian just kind of like narrows their eyes a little bit. Still has the scone plate in one hand, but you see them just kind of like squinting and looking at you. They don't say anything, but they just kind of like motion with their paws. So it's just kind of like,
Scratch.
yeah, scratch. Yeah.
Rawr.
Rare.
Rawr.
While Caspian is doing that, Rin like lightly traces over the scar as she pulls back. Interesting. It appears as a flesh wound, but there's magic in this. Active.
That would make sense because I couldn't do magic before this happened.
Yes. I'm not sure if the scar or whatever the nature of whatever attacked you changed your nature, but something shifted in this. And
Yes, that makes sense.
it's very old. Whatever it was.
Old.
Very old. And necrotic.
Oh, that's not
Oh.
good. You don't want that.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is directly related to the fire cult and all of that, but it may be related to some other things that have been popping up in my portents lately. But I hesitate
Okay.
to elaborate because we're still at a phase with all of that where knowing less is actually your biggest protection.
Seems to be a theme in my life lately. Yeah.
Sebastian just slaps Caspian's wrist away, like, stop that.
You know, claws is a good thought, but it could also be that the thing that I'm thinking it might be is talons.
Like,
I never
so-
quite saw what it was. I was just
Like a bird.
walking because, to be quite honest with you, I didn't want to wait until the roads opened. And I thought I could be fine because I had plenty of knowledge on the wildlife in the area. So I set out and, well, something charged me, and then I'm pretty sure I was dead. And then I woke up with this book, and she pulls out the book.
Oh,
And the book talks to me, and there's someone inside the book that talks to me. And now I can do this. And what would she do? What would she do? She would like... That's a silly...
a silly.
Yeah. She does... she does the claw. She turns her hand into a claw. I can do this now.
Interesting. Well, Rin kind of points at your claws and then like holds your hand up to inspect them. And they are claws at a glance, but then you look closer and you know what? Actually, those are also talons.
Uh-oh!
Oh.
Uh-oh!
You're a bird.
I'm not a bird.
Can I see that?
And then she's like, puts her talons away.
The book? May I?
She kind of like hesitates for a second, and then she hands it over, like very, very cautiously. I'm going to need that back, though.
Of course. She kind of like grabs it. She like holds it like she's like feeling the weight of it for a second. She goes, interesting. This is a source for you of magic.
Right.
This is a
Yes.
separate source from the scar.
Oh, wait.
You've got
Then what is the scar doing for me?
multiple entities watching.
Oh.
Okay, so is the scar something that I can tap into, or is that something
Potentially.
separate that is just watching me? Wait, what?
The scar became a part of you. I don't think it could have done that unless it was something you could tap into. The book is a source for you. Of gifted magic.
Right, so they're not related?
I think maybe there's a domino effect happening here, but there are definitely two separate entities at play. Whatever gave
great.
you that scar, and whatever gave you this book, are not the same.
Oh. Dragons also have talons.
Can I wrap Caspian like in a blanket, like how you try to calm down
Swaddle
cats to get
cat.
them to sleep?
I feel like I would have heard the dragon coming in the middle of
Arms are
the,
just like
the winter, you know.
Yeah, well,
Waddle
you claim
Caspian
you
and the-
claim to know a lot about wildlife, but you also almost died to a moose. So maybe they're just more devious.
I
than
didn't
you
claim to be immortal to wildlife. I said I knew about them.
She has a point there.
All right, so
Good
then it's a
point.
big bird. All right, Caspian's crazy for thinking it's a dragon. I'm just saying they're
There-
magical creatures.
There is a history of dragons in our area, especially in the Cold Iron Mountains, which is the range between Novectorn and Littletorn. Kind of what creates the
True.
the pinch point that makes Littletorn
Mhm.
of value. But
We also knew
Dragons
about that. For the record,
do
they told us about the
necrotic
mountains and
damage.
dragons being in the mountains.
I don't know much
They
about
did.
dragons that do necrotic damage. I know there's a legend that there was once a truly ancient dragon that lived in the Gold Iron Mountains that is still slumbering there. And the tale is that one of the peaks, the larger peaks, that actually creates the pinch point between Novectorn and Littletorn, is the sleeping dragon. But I think that was just an old tale to, explain when a volcano smokes.
No, that's definitely real.
But the descendants of the dragons, they work with Azangathul. With that dwarf kingdom are notorious dragon riders. So
They're very powerful.
there are fewer wild, aggressive dragons in the area. It's not without, it's possible. It's hard to say. I don't know any of necromantic dragons myself, but I could look into it. When I go to Crymore, I'll have access to larger libraries.
Okay. Because that painting above your mantle up there, and how you see things in the paintings and all that
Yes.
goodness there,
Shows you who's
and
thinking of
terribleness. Yeah, it was. I couldn't see who it was, but then it had the talon marks in it as well.
Did you get a
So
glimpse
something.
of anything before the talon marking?
It was a figure, humanoid, I believe, but they were cast in shadow.
That is very interesting. This seems to be an ancient entity, and those can be very tricky.
Oh, good.
Because of the way that magic works, anything that has survived for a very long time has removed itself from the arcane mist or the divine shroud. It's given itself agency. And those things can be very tricky because they've been forgotten.
Oh, good. Great. Okay. So I have a book with a little lady inside who tells me things to do but won't tell me the answers. I have maybe a dragon that killed me in the middle of the snow, and now my dad, whoever that is, wants to see me with a letter, and somehow they're all connected, but they're not connected. And why the fuck am I here? Why can I do magic? What's happening? I don't know. She takes the book gently and puts it back in her thing. She puts her robe back on. She just kind of like starts pacing back and forth behind Caspian.
I feel like we all glossed over the fact that everyone thought I was crazy, and then I was proven pretty apt in my assessment. I feel like maybe somebody should say, "Oh, sorry, Caspian, for thinking you were
I'm
crazy."
sorry. I just didn't know it would be possible that a dragon could have killed me in the middle of the wastes. Okay.
I don't think any of us called you crazy.
You all seem to give me that look of, "Oh, Caspian, you don't know what you're talking about." It's not like you've lived here your whole life and you have a deep, storied history of the environment.
Can I grab Caspian by the scruff?
Oh no.
Like a cat.
No.
Like
I will say you could
Structure.
you could absolutely give it a shot. Caspian has a deliberately high collar for this exact purpose. It's a catfolk weakness.
I wonder if their sister did it to them a lot.
Absolutely.
It's a catfolk weak point. We got high collars.
What do I roll to successfully grab Caspian by the scruff?
That would be an athletics versus my reflex DC.
Yar.
Athletics, okay.
Good luck.
My reflex DC, so you are aware, or my acrobatics DC. Ooh. That's really fucking good, actually. My reflex DC is, in fact, a 22. You got it.
Oh, wow.
That is like, you could roll that number and one other number. Good job. You got me.
Just Sebastian successfully, like, shh.
Someone just cringes and looks away. Oh. Alright. Well, we gotta get this rolling. We gotta go see what's up at the chieftain's place.
Sebastian's
We
gonna
gotta
die.
go back to the sewer!
Alright, let's go back up. And Rin will lead you guys back up to the study. Once she's there, she will walk to a different bookcase and pull another book out, and it'll slide to the side, and another doorway is revealed, but it's just stone behind it. It's like an empty doorway. Like there's an arch carved into the wall, but then it's just solid. And she'll turn towards Reed. Well, Reed, thanks for stopping by. I'll send you to Novactorn now. And Reed goes, "Oh. All right, yes, very quick." Stand up, dust himself off.
Very well, Reed.
It was nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too.
Just for propriety's sake, I'll reiterate, I am the keeper of the temple here in Little Torn. You had any questions about worship? I'd be happy to answer those.
You know what, actually, while we're here, I had a vision of a very tall ancestor of mine and a lady in ice under the frigid march. Don't suppose you know anything about that, huh? Spending time worshipping my ancestors and all of that? Any stories?
Your ancestors do worship one particular ancestor.
Mm-hmm.
The founder of House Novak.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She...
It's definitely her.
Yeah. Interesting. She was a champion of the river goddess.
All right. That's interesting.
She protected the river, and it used to be that the river gave her power, but it seems in your vision it might be the other way now. But then that is the nature of divinity. Time kind of warps the way that things are represented. And if I had long thought the river goddess dead. No one worships her anymore. But your family worships your ancestor, who worshipped the river goddess. So an idea of her must live on through your lineage.
Well, I mean, there's a version of her in that statue thingy.
Which?
The one in the temple.
Not,
you know, where
my
yes, where my ancestor is standing all big and proud,
in the
and
House
she's
Novak
protecting.
temple? That's a separate temple.
Yes.
I've
sorry. Yes,
not
of course.
been in that one. There's a.
Oh, you haven't been in that one? That's strange. You should come over sometime. It's lovely.
I would love to, especially if you have you said a statue of the river goddess present.
Well, we have a statue of my ancestor. The river goddess is also a part of the statue.
That is very interesting. That is very interesting.
I know.
Your family may have accidentally kept this god alive.
Well, what can you do?
Is that good?
I don't know.
Well, from what you guys were saying earlier about the plots and the river remnants that you guys have found and all of these sigils, it seems like someone.
Oh, and the fun hand mark.
And the hand mark that you guys have. It seems like someone's trying to revive the river goddess in a image that they're trying to dictate, but the fact that your family has inadvertently kept an idea of her alive means that you might be uniquely qualified to circumvent that.
That would explain all the defacing of all the old statues we found in all the temples.
Oh, yeah. Right. Trying to destroy the
and
image
all the
of the
wet
goddess.
stuff everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah,
I sure did blow this thing wide open.
We should probably check on that statue when we get back.
Agreed.
Well,
After sewer time.
If
Fucking sewers.
I love the sewer.
We don't know if we're going in the sewers yet.
hold on, this is interesting. So we know there's a threat to the town. Through
Very much
philosophy.
so, yes. Mm-hmm.
Do we have confirmed that that is related to the cult activity? Do you guys believe it is?
Sure.
Well,
yes, actually, we do have it confirmed.
Didn't you say
because
there's
there was a
people
magical
robed?
circle. Yes, there was a magical circle under the sewers, or in the sewers beneath the town, and also there's weird people doing shit under my castle right now, and I haven't had time to look into that, but apparently that's what they're doing.
Weird shit.
The sigils are usually like burning like on fire, like they produce heat, and we've seen.
Yeah, I
in
turned them off with
multiple
this.
places.
Shing!
Yeah, it glows now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
That is interesting. All right, so you somehow have managed to be something that these people have not been able to predict, because your family has worshipped your ancestor who worshipped the river goddess for so long.
What can I say? House Novak is about that life.
That does concern
I'm
me
here for it.
that your cousin Beatrice now seems to be under the thrall. Something might happen to that statue. If you can prevent further damage to the old visage of the river goddess, it might let her maintain a foothold to her true nature and
Caspian looks
continue
at the
to
sword.
help you.
Caspian looks at Reed. Caspian looks back at the sword. Caspian looks at Reed again. This goes on for several minutes until someone addresses the fact that Caspian is looking at their sword and then looking at Reed and thinking about killing Beatrice.
Okay, no, we don't have to do that.
Laura's gonna come over and like put her hand on their hand.
What?
Time to put the sword away.
Oh,
Could we create more things to more ways to depict the river goddess, just in case something happens to the statue?
I mean,
Potentially.
we could commission some art, I suppose.
The trouble is,
Like even
if you just make things up about the river goddess, you would just serve to muddy the waters, so to speak. Not that that's a bad thing. It would prevent them from being able to get a foothold for whatever image of the river goddess they want. But unless you know what they want, you could be playing into their hand. Just creating chaos is, never... I would always default to create chaos if you don't know what else to do, right? But if you know what to
pretty
do,
fun.
finding any sort of evidence of how this goddess was worshipped when she was worshipped, and then trying to recreate those things might be more helpful.
Yes, I am inclined to agree with Reed. We should probably do that.
If this is the same river goddess, that we were talking about whenever we first set out on our journey, there's some locals around the river who occasionally would talk about her. Like there would be tales of like the twin river, like river gods and like river goddess.
That's right. I recall you mentioning this.
Also, maybe see what their like thoughts on her are like.
That would make sense. I think the people who would still worship her as a river goddess would probably be more nomadic, maybe denizens of the White Waste.
Like the goblins.
The case. Like the goblins or the kobolds or the orcs. Or some Shuni clans are still out there. They would probably know more to that.
And the kobolds.
Like hearing Shuni clans just kind of just
kobolds.
Just ears go. Whoops.
They would certainly have more information on that. But being as we are, they have a tenuous foothold as citizens of the Kingdom of Virlysia. It's
we understand. They're not fans of us. We're not fans of them. They tried to kill us a little while ago.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. We are fully caught up on that.
Part
Reed.
of your family's, duty as House Novak is to maintain a champion of the White Waste, because the champion of the White Waste has proven themselves against the hierarchical standing within the White Waste. So your sister actually has the ability to call them to arms.
She sure does.
To lead the denizens of the White Waste in combat, because she has bested them in combat. And that is pretty much the only official interaction we have with the denizens of the White Waste. We don't really have much direct communication with them beyond that. They do their thing, we do our thing, and we try to keep it so that, just based off of previous wars, we tend to keep, a bit of separation. So if there are locals who still worship the river goddess, they would be present in the White Wastes. If I'm going to Novak Torn, I can petition the Archduke, your father, Caspian.
Yeah, I know who he is. Obviously. I'm familiar with his title.
I can petition him and see if I can get access to the Temple of House Novak, but I'm a temple keeper for the Kingdom of Virlysia, so I would have access to Novak Torn's temple, but not necessarily House Novak's temple. I will petition him and see if I can get in there.
Alright, hold on. Caspian looks for a piece of parchment. There's a whole bookstore thing. Give me a piece of paper, please. Anywhere?
Oh, sure.
Hello?
Rin will bring you a piece.
Oh, thank you so much. And I will bend down all the way to the little coffee table. And I will scrawl a note in fantastic penmanship. But it just says, Dear Father, please give this nice man Reed access to our private temple for academic purposes, please. Shit, I said please twice.
Yeah, that's
Thank
pretty unlike you.
Caspian. It's too many flourishes. Scratch that little bit out. There we go. All right, here you go.
Do you have
I don't know. It should help.
A seal of some kind? Because I could have written this myself.
Well, I need some wax. There's something to seal it with.
Of course.
All right.
Rin provides that.
Caspian will flip over their pinky ring.
Ooh.
Stamp it.
I appreciate
All right.
it. I'll see what
Yes.
I can get.
Good luck.
All right. Rin's gonna kind of like crack her knuckles a little bit. And then she goes about drawing little runes around that carved doorway. It takes her a few minutes. When she's done, the doorway kind of comes to life.
Ooh.
And through it you can see the walls of Novak
Magic.
Torn.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
She gestures for Reed. And he gives you all a little nod and then steps through the doorway. And then it closes after him.
You're telling me I could have gone through a portal instead of going through the waste like I did and dying?
All right, well, hold on. First of all, you're a commoner, but I could have also
Commoner?
instead
Excuse
of
you.
several. These are you not? Did you suddenly remember your importance?
Can we focus, please? Please.
She
Please.
storms off.
Sebastian is just hands on Alera's shoulders, like she's so stupid. Please.
Rin, like, closes the bookcase to hide that doorway again. She's like, actually, I'd appreciate it if you all kept that on the down low. Technically, you're supposed to have a license for all active portals, and I don't want to have one for that one. So,
Stop telling me things that are illegal.
well, I need you to be aware not to tell people that this is down here.
That's
Sebastian's just
fair.
like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see anything.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Yeah, you know.
I'm a retired
All right, well, I
alchemist.
think
I'm
we have a
lot of
thing to do.
fun.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
we have.
yeah.
We should go, right?
Probably.
Yeah, we need to
All right.
get into the
I
details.
am coming down hard.
All right.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
I will
Yay, sewers.
create a diversion, be in place to infiltrate Thalas's house in 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and I will make sure
Right.
she's distracted.
Okay.
And don't worry.
Alright.
Don't worry.
Don't
Be happy.
worry
Anything else
about
to
it.
that? Okay,
Just don't worry
okay,
about
cool.
it.
All right, don't worry.
Wonderful.
We're looking for.
Perfect.
Remember, we're looking for some sort of mystical MacGuffin that might be controlling people,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or evidence thereof.
Or both.
I'll start scouring for occultist stuff anyway.
All right. Let's go.
You guys leave.
Go team.
Thank you, Ren.
Uh,
I bow and do all the appropriate things.
Yeah. Sebastian does too.
Yeah, I start to leave. I stop. I realize I still have the scone pan. I double back. I go back. I go set it down on the little coffee table. And just very casually, very subtly, very nondescriptly. Now that I have been informed how the painting works, I kind of give it a little glance up one more time, just look at it, see if I see anything different.
You see Gertie.
Oh no!
She's alive!
Yeah, yay!
Yep.
That's
alive.
good news. That's good
Yeah.
news.
Caspian just kind of looks at it for a second, becomes very sober, does their best not to cry, fails.
Oh
Single
no!
tear. Single tear.
Oh,
And they turn around and they straighten up and they walk out very
Ready.
quickly. Very ready, very prim, very proper, very ready.
Alara also
They-
glances up at the painting after, like, before she leaves.
Same.
Yeah, still in tatters for you, Lara. Who else said
To
same?
shreds, you say?
Me.
Yes, 2 shreds.
I mean, if everybody's looking at the painting, I'll just look at the
Yeah.
painting.
I did
I'm
mine
a-
subtly, and I was trying to do it at the end whenever you guys left.
Okay.
does it
I'll
still
just
show the same person that
It does.
Solon
It
saw
does
earlier?
for you, Solanan. Yeah.
Chisel.
I'll just.
Man.
Sebastian, you also see the same person you saw previously,
Oh jeez.
and so do you, Astrid.
Wink wonk.
Fuck you.
Okay, you all head out of the Silver Tap and into the streets of Little Torn, and that's where we're
Alright.
gonna take a
All
break.
right. All right.
Break.
Break time.